Good morning, my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. This is your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement on today. We're on this beautiful, gorgeous first Sunday of 2024, and I hope you had a great incoming of a brand new year. I wonder if you are asking yourself, if you can reflect on what I mentioned to you last week. Are you asking yourself, what am I waiting for? Does anybody ask themselves that today lately? Has anybody not only asked, but has anybody tapped into it? I know I have. I actually took my own encouragement, my own motto, and applied it in 3 different aspects just last week. And boy, do I have a testimony for you on today that's going to motivate you. But that's what I want you to do. Okay, this is what this year is about, tapping into. Don't wait for it. Tap into it. Because it's already yours. That's why I'm asking you the question. What you waiting for? You got nothing to wait for. There's no excuse. Tap into. You hear me? Well, I want to just dive in because what this lovely motivational that I have today, and it is a motivator, because this is going to tag along with what our yearly encouragement is. This weekly encouragement today is going out to anybody that knows that I have to get what I want. I have to change how I've been previously going about doing it. It's mine, but the previous way must not have worked. I got to change. Anybody out there? I've been in that position where you kept going one way and thought this should give it and nothing came. And when you saw an alternative way, an alternate route to take, just a little procrastination. Well, guess what? I'm talking to you today. Because today, I want to encourage you that you ain't got to hold off, give no excuse, or wait just because you got to alternate. So let me just dive in. If you'll just listen in for just a few minutes, give me a few moments of your time. I want to give you a motivational for those who are this close, that know they're right at it. But it just seems like what you've been doing over and over just ain't working. This is yours on today. That is going to cause the door. If you apply it, the door going to fly open for you right now. As soon as you apply it. Just listen for a few minutes. If I had to give this weekly encouragement a title, it would be simple. Don't fear the change. Just let that resonate for a minute. I'm going to repeat it again. Don't fear the change. Somebody out there saying, what do you mean by don't fear the change, Dr. Charity? What does that mean? What change? I'm talking to you today. You. Because most of us, if not all of us, has to alternate the route we've been going if we want what we want. So that's you today. Listen in. So what I mean by don't fear the change, a lot of times when we go about obtaining anything, a house, a career, a relationship, a car, school, we always go a common route that we see everybody else. We kind of piggyback off of what we observe everybody else doing. But we got to keep in mind what works for one does not work for all. So you got to keep in mind that indeed you may have to change. So today I'm encouraging you to don't fear the change, because the change is the key to your success. Once you change the route you're going, it is when the success comes in and flowing. I felt that. change the route you're going. There's nothing wrong with changing. Change just means you're encountering greater opportunity. If you think about a rock climber, a mountain climber, he may climb one mountain, but have to be creative when he goes to his next mission and climb a different way, at a different pace. It's not because how he climbed on that mountain wasn't successful, but it could be just the fact that this mountain has higher heights. That apex has a greater value than the mountain he just achieved. So what works for that mountain is not going to work on this mountain. And the same applies to our life. What we did for one achievement does not work always for the next. And we have to keep that in mind. So that means you got to come out the comfort zone yet again and change. But today I'm telling you, there's nothing to be scared. There's nothing to fear about the change, because the change that you make on today is the change that is going to bring in the success in your life. That change is what's going to bring the domino effect of accomplishments one after another into your very life right now. So I'm telling you today, don't fear the change. I'm encouraging you today. There's nothing to fear about the change. That change is just to help you achieve the next apex in your life. Because where you're going is bigger and better and greater than where you've already been. Let me give my own testimony. Because of a childhood condition, there was a lot of things that I was underestimated of ever accomplishing, besides just working a regular job and getting by. I was very, very much underestimated whether I could go to college, have children, live on my own, buy a car, have any license, work full time, or even work a career. A lot of people thought that I was going to be able to just work maybe the biggest thing, maybe an office assistant, if you couldn't even get out of retail. They really didn't see me going nowhere because of the condition. Well, as I have already told you previously in the last year, my resilience of wanting to be normal and wanting to have the achievements of others turned into rebellion in a lot of areas. It wasn't the best outcome, but it was still positive, because I said, I ain't got to settle for that. If I want to be a millionaire, which that is me, then I can be the millionaire. Ain't nobody gonna sit here and disable me just because of a condition. I'm not denying that the condition exists. What I'm saying is I can still do what anybody else can. So this week, I took that same resilience, because as you can see, I'm a college graduate. College graduate from a university. Not in medical assistant. Psychology. Not in the arts form. The clinical, the research form of psychology. That's me. And then it was over 3.0 GPA. Enough to get into graduate school, where I'm studying clinical mental health counseling. That's what I'm talking about. I have 3 kids. I had 3 healthy kids with no issue, and still am a healthy individual. Ain't nothing happened to me nor my children because of this condition. But I'm going to give you what happened this past week to motivate you that it doesn't hurt to change, period. Do not fear the change. So I was told that I may never ever be able to know what it's like to be an independent transporter of myself, aka, layman's terms, a driver. Well, this week I said, you know what? I'm a doctor in training. I'm going to be working in healthcare, working with patients. You got to be able to get around. You know what? I don't care what it takes. I turned into an Esther and I went in Esther mode. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to see the king. If I perish, I perish. If I make a fool of myself, I do. I went out there. I got up early that morning. I took every chance I got and went out there to that office, sat in there as long as I had to, and waited. And I told myself before I hopped in to do that test, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm going to be myself. The encouragement came over me and said, be yourself. Calm down and be yourself. Stop overthinking. If it don't work, it don't work. Just be yourself. I got in and did that test, and I walked out of that office with a license to transport my own self around. Nobody but God. So I'm telling you today, there's no fear in the change. Take the initiative today and change for the rate of obtaining your success, because your success lies within the change that you apply to your life right now. Don't fear the change. Just do it and tap into it, because your success is right in front of you this day. Well, that's all I have for you on today. But tune in next week for another weekly encouragement. Subscribe to Lady Superwoman 9999 on YouTube for all of your weekly encouragements. And remember, what are you waiting for? Just tap into it, because the change you apply on this very day, today, is where your success lies, and is right on its way. Go for the success, because it's yours right now. I love you. See you next week. Bye.